Whether the economy improves or not, more people are having a touch of the grape these days, and that's good news for all wine cellars. In fact, in 2010, the U.S. became the top wine-consuming nation in the world. But changing consumer tastes and new partnerships between retailers and wineries are changing the way wine is sold, and that's opening up new territory for private label. Looking back, the popularity of house wines in restaurants really started the ball rolling for private label. In France, private label accounts for nearly 1/3 of the category's unit sales, and in Italy, it's 29%. In Germany, unit sales of private label red wine represents 25% of the market, with white wine at 32%. In the UK, private labels are far and away the top sellers, and the Tesco brand alone is the market leader among all wines. In the US, private label accounts for about 1.1% of unit volume in supermarkets and less than 1% of dollar sales. Sales volume has soared nearly 25% over the past year, making wine one of the biggest gainers in the private label universe, according to PLMA's 2011 Private Label Yearbook. But volume and market share could get even bigger. About 35 states allow wine sales in supermarkets to varying degrees. 15 states still have laws on the books totally prohibiting supermarkets from selling it. But polls in these states have shown that the majority of consumers want it. And legislators in places like New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Kentucky are pushing hard to change laws that could help close huge budget gaps by bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars in licensing fees and excise taxes. Meanwhile, industry observers believe private label sales will continue to gain ground as wineries and retailers offer a wider selection of consistently high-quality varietals in upscale packaging that offer a good value. A broad spectrum of retailers are already expanding their lines, even though most of them don't put the store's name on the bottle. For many observers, Trader Joe's set the standard for private label wine in 2003 with its $2 Chuck that sold for $1.99 and $2.99. More importantly, it proved that private or exclusive labels could outsell the brands. Since then, the chain has expanded into higher price labels like Petite Reserve at $6.99 and even a Grand Reserve that sells for $12.99 and up. The same trend can be seen elsewhere. Walgreens, after a 10-year absence, got back into the wine business in 2009 with its Southern Point label that sells for $3.99. And last year, the chain debuted a table wine called Colby Red, made by Australian and California producers that sells for $12.99. 7-Eleven, which has several private labels, has rolled out its Vita Alma Pinot Grigio at stores in California, Oregon, Washington, and Florida. The wine is produced in the Lombardy region of northern Italy and sells for $7.99. Costco's private label wines include a true French champagne under the Kirkland label, and Target has boxed wine made by the Trincharo family estates, another major producer. All in all, the future of private label wine looks pretty bright. Reporting for PLMALive, this is Len Lewis.